Terrify. Every topic scary, we could leave the bravest paralyzed. Hope you're not at home alone, better keep the lights on. But if you love adrenaline, then welcome to the fright zone. Willie is the leader, the visionary dreamer. Gerard got the joke, scaredy cat the screamer. You won't get this work if you scared, go to church. This podcast is scariest, you heard it here first.
And he said that to me because I was like, I'm just excited that Jeepers Creepers is here. You know, I want to see the character again. But when because he's a huge lover of Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, that's scary.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome to Yep, That's Scary. I'm your host, Willie May, and this is your new Halloween horror and haunted house podcast, and we got a good show for you today. On today's show, we're talking about the industry of haunted house, or the haunted house industry, and whether the industry trade show should be
1, 2, 3.
Why did you say that? Hello, Gerard. Why did you say that? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. We got new equipment. Well, he got new equipment. I'm gonna do that again. All right. Here we go. Whether the industry trade show should be open to the public depends on various factors and considerations. In this industry town hall, we talk about factors and pitfalls that may cause some disruption in the haunt industry. And so, give me my co-host, the one that's interrupting everything. Gerard, what's up, man? How are you? There you go. I had to do everything. You missed it.
No. All right.
What's going on, man?
What? Nothing much. I'm sitting here trying to adjust this microphone stuff. Get everything ready, and I'm like, test 1, 2, 3. Normally, I'm muted until I hop in. And I'm over here like not muted.
And you're
saying,
like,
uh-oh.
And you're counting numbers, throwing me off. I'm just, you guys, while I'm doing my lines, he's like just counting testing 1, 2, 3, testing in my ears. I couldn't focus. I'm so sorry about that. We both apologize for that mistake. But we have a good show for you today because we're talking about something that has really been on everyone's mind, but really there hasn't been much conversation about it. And so this would be the first, I guess, conversation starter on it. What do you think, Gerard?
I think it's a good one. I think it's definitely something that needs to be discussed inside the grand spectrum of everything going on. I believe in I believe in the topic we're going to discuss about. I'm not going to dive too deep into it because we haven't got the guests on here yet. And all that. What sucks though is my throat is absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, man.
Like
You guys, Gerard hit a fever of how high was the fever?
I was at 102 for about a day and a half.
Sweating over there in the cold, in the rain, just sweating.
I know. I about just went outside, but it's just. I wish like when you get a fever, it's just you're really hot consistently, but it's like you throw a sheet over yourself, you're the freezer, and then you take the sheet off. You like, you know how it goes. It doesn't matter how you do it, but I just got a little congestion. I'm actually sucking on some Ricolas, making sure I don't cough in everybody's ear.
Well, from the pictures you showed me, you were sucking down some liquor before the show to get sick.
Yes. I mean, yes, I am actually sipping on some, a little Jack Daniel's honey. It helps soothe the throat.
It does help soothe the throat.
Mm-hmm.
But you could just take regular honey and some cough drops and call it a day.
Actually, no, my roommate's allergic to honey, so we try to keep honey out of the house. He's really sick. Yeah, real bad, Or at least that's what I tell myself, so I have an excuse to buy this liquor.
Bro, I love honey, so if I was allergic, I would freak out. I mean,
I do. I cook with honey a lot.
You do? That's weird.
No,
I did not.
Oh, absolutely. I cook with a lot of honey, but I found the trick though. So nobody drinks my shit or my liquor. I just have to buy this honey stuff now.
I like it. That's a good plan. Well, look, this past weekend was crazy for the world, for us, for the industry. You had Spookula tearing up the scene, the horror scene, in Florida, I believe, and we had our influencers out there killing the game. We also had
God damn, what the hell is with this internet?
Okay, before I go there, let me just say this. Georgia has hit. We had a huge storm that just hit us. I don't know if it came from Florida or whatnot, but we are in hurricane season. And I got the notification, and then our system went down. So that's why the show was delayed, because our system went down and it kind of glitched and all of our stuff went away. Then I found out that I have a virus on my computer from downloading all the Ticket or Skip It, movie downloads. And so the third-party conversion site may happen or may not download a virus, and I think that's what's causing some issues too. Okay. So we do apologize. But let me just say this, you guys, we are literally working on our awesome equipment. Gerard got a new mic, a new Shure MV7, because one of the issues that we had with our show was that our show was technical issues were kind of rough. And we realized that the technical issues will make it a bad experience for listeners. Maybe not so much as the live show viewers, but the listeners on the podcast. So what we did was we got sponsored by a good friend of ours that's going to be on the show. Fear Expo sponsored us and gave us new mics. And so Gerard was just blessed to have his literally 30 minutes from his house. I was...
No, you ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie.
3 days. I still don't have my mic.
You ain't gotta lie. What it is Best Buy doesn't know how to do good customer service. They're being stupid. I mean, at the end of the day, if you sit there and a mic is ordered and it's in your name, you show an ID, you get the mic. That's how it is. That's
how it is. I think Amazon has better customer service than Best Buy, and it's sad because have you ever heard of Fry's or Radio Shack? Yeah, those companies closed down, and I think you called it out, really, and I just
Best Buy will be out of business here shortly, I believe.
Yeah, it was terrible. It doesn't take you that long to get a podcast mic, So it was just terrible on my end, but I still made it a good adventure, and I had to.
But look at that, as first off, that should just show one thing, about customer service,
Yeah.
And I talked to Will the other day. I had experienced customer service in something non-haunt related and non-podcast related. And I literally called him up after. It's like, that's how you do customer service. And we're discussing the ins and outs of customer service, because that's something we like to do. We're entertained. We do shows and stuff. We do live events, haunted houses. and that's something that you got to acknowledge it for when you see good customer service.
Right.
And I went
Right.
and did a Google review right then and there.
Yeah.
So we notice.
If you get good customer
Yeah.
service, even at your haunted attraction, it needs to be a voice, because then hey, we're doing something right. You know what I mean? And you can continue that. You can continue to perfect that. So, I think customer service goes a long way.
Absolutely.
And for Best Buy to be a big blockbuster retail store, they should have a little bit more in there. But anyway, so we have a good show for you. We are not going to prolong things because Doug will be coming in any soon. But go ahead, Gerard.
Yeah, I'm just gonna finish this thought. Just to show that we listen to y'all. When we hear the issues with the audio, man, we're stepping up the game. We got these now. We're going up. We're getting better. The next thing to fix some technical issues, difficulties will be actually some Wi-Fi boosters. I think on both of our ends. I know you discussed getting one. I know I'm getting one here soon.
Yeah,
probably next 2 weeks or so.
I bought a Wi-Fi booster for the basement because originally the studio was going to be in the basement, but now it's upstairs, and I just need to get one upstairs. But again, if you see our stuff blurry or we get kicked out of the studio, please, you guys, we're just dealing with a big storm, and then our system is glitchy, and they've been working with us all morning. So, all right, so let's get started. He said, "Do you have?" I sent it. Doug, I sent it to your messenger. You didn't see it? I'll send it again. So one of the things we're talking about is, should a trade show, industry trade show should be open to the public, and this has been a conversation that we've been talking about. And then what I loved about this is that Doug kind of shared that question with the industry, and we had a lot of people respond back. 1 second, guys, as I give him the link.
Yeah, while he sends that link, we have an interesting topic to discuss. We're going to talk about, should the public be allowed in trade shows? With the yes or no with that, and how do we feel about that? We're going to dive deep into that questions and actually bring on an individual who owns a trade show. And I'm excited to hear about it as well. Not only just a trade show, but he's also a haunt owner, so he gets both perspective.
And a haunt vendor. He actually hits all the trifecta. You know what I mean? He sees it from all angles. And he just has good wisdom that we can all listen to and understand, because I've been saying this for a minute. I'm like, dude, the industry kind of plateaued a little bit. And because of time, we're just going to jump right in. Hey, Doug, are you here?
I'm here.
Here's Doug Sheldon, the CEO. I got to put the claps in. The CEO of Fear Expo Live, The Haunt, and Haunt Con. And we're so excited to have him today. Doug,
how's it going?
You started something. You asked a really good question out on Facebook, and all of a sudden, everyone just jumped in. They wanted to voice it. They wanted to discuss their opinions about this topic.
Yep.
Should the industry trade show be open to the public? And I saw it, and I saw the thread. It gets longer and longer and longer. And what I love about you is sometimes we think alike. And so when you said, "Hey, this is a good topic," I'm like, "Yes, let's do it." Or you have to scary. Come on in. We have a day open. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. And we also reached out to several other people that couldn't make the show, but they are experts in the field that want to talk about it as well. I have someone's notes that was emailed to me.
Okay.
But let's jump right in. So we have how many trade shows or conventions do we have in our industry right now? Would you say 20?
Well,
15?
so I think the biggest thing that I see over and over is people just putting everything all into one lump group. Okay. Because really there's multiple different types of shows. Okay. You have, if you're going to be industry based, and let's just stay industry based. In other words, let's stay with haunts and horror. Let's not go outside of that right now. Let's just stay with haunts and horror. All right. So you have your trade shows. Your trade shows are going to be industry driven. They're going to be, the only people who go to those shows are going to be invited or have to show credentials to be a trade show. All right. Now you can call it, well, we let the public go even though we're a trade show. No, you're not a trade show then. All right, because that's really what a trade show is. A trade show, and that's one of the reasons why I did that poll. All right, and then after that, you have what I would consider conventions. All right, conventions are going to be geared a little bit differently. They're not necessarily a buying show for haunt owners. They're going to be more of a buying show for actors, enthusiasts, people who enjoy the industry, but don't necessarily have to be part of the industry. All right.
It's for the fans. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, let's hold off, because now see, and that's where I think a lot of the confusion, because you have part 3 now, and 3 is going to be your cons and your festivals. You got your fan con, you got your Spookula. All of those where it's going to be a little more horror driven, less haunt driven. The vendors are looking to sell to the general public. There's actors there. There's celebrities there. They're selling their autographs, and so you really have all 3 categories. And I think what's happening is it's a change. Social media has really changed the way we look at everything. And yes. I'm not saying, remember, everything I say today is going to be my opinion. I am not a freaking expert. All right. I'm just a haunt owner. I'm a vendor, and I happen to own a haunt style trade show. All right. So if you want to consider me an expert, that's on you. 100% everything I'm going to say today is going to be based on my opinion and where I think the industry should go and where I feel the industry is going. And they might not be aligned.
Okay.
I'm glad that you said that. And I'm going to circle back to that. Why we're having a conversation with you, because you're hitting all those components of ownership and running the business in the industry. But have we seen a shift in the industry kind of plateaued when it comes to sales, when it comes to creativity? Has there been a shift in that? Now, have you noticed one, or have
What sales are you talking about? Are you talking sales at shows? Are you talking sales at ticket prices?
I'm talking sales at ticket prices at haunts. I'm talking about the whole ecosystem of the haunt industry has not decreased, but kind of plateaued. So we're not reaching. We hit our peak, and we're kind of like plateauing. In my opinion, that's my opinion. What do you think?
So as a haunt owner, I think that you have to do certain things to create that ability for people want to keep coming back to your show. I mean, if you are an analytical haunt owner and you really dig down into the analytics, most haunts only see about 25 to 30% of their customers come back each year. Typically, they're bringing in about 70% new customers every year. Now, what are also happened though is those 30% will come back about every 2, 3, or 4 years. So you have a revolving door. A lot of people skip haunts because they do something else, during that Halloween season. There is a lot of different types of events that happen during Halloween, including other haunts, that could pull you away from your local haunted attraction.
You're so right about that too.
So if you have 10,000 people come, let's say you had 10,000 people last year come to your attraction. I am almost certain if you did the analytics, typically about 2,500 of them to 3,000 of them are going to be your core demographic, the people who keep coming back, every year, every other year, right? Mm-hmm. The other 7,000 are people that you reached out to, or they heard about you, or have been thinking about coming, but they're going to be new clients. I almost guarantee it from everything I've seen with the different haunts I'm involved in.
I can agree with that to an extent, but maybe it's just the area I've been in and growing up in is, especially in the South, the smaller areas, smaller towns. I know a couple haunts that it's a tradition to go to this haunt every year, and I guarantee all his ticket sales. I would almost say 60+% of his ticket sales are every year recurrence. People going every year, if not more. And
Okay. And once
and
again, I'm just giving you my analytics, but I
mhm.
want you to dig down into that. Small hometown haunt, I'm giving you a 10,000 evaluation, a haunt doing 10,000. What you might be talking about, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe they only do 2,000 people. Maybe they do 4,000. If you're skewing the numbers like that, then of course it's going to make it be more people are go to it because there's less. The numbers that I'm giving you aren't the same. You see
Oh
what I'm saying?
yeah, I get that. Maybe this is just like a weird Twilight Zone area, but I'm telling you, this haunt has been doing 10,000 plus a year. I know Willie knows exactly which one I'm talking about, and it is like a cult out there, at least in this area, just to survive.
Nice.
And
that's awesome.
So that's what I love about this industry. It's just so different, broad spectrums everywhere.
I mean, you have to understand the market, right? And the market
mhm.
and the climate will always change.
And what is the competition in that area too?
Right.
Is there anything else to do during Halloween?
There is a 13 floors out there in that market. It's Tennessee.
Okay.
There's a 13 floors with it's here's a great. It's within 45 minutes of Nashville, and Nashville has what say 5 large haunts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
For that area.
Well, that's good. That's good. Like I said, I'm just giving you the analytics I've seen over the couple haunts that I've been involved in. So to answer your question, Will, I really feel that it is the haunt owner's job to do something to make their attraction, stand out and to get more than that 25 to 30% back of the existing customers. If you're not making changes, why would they come back?
Right. I mean, within your storyline, within not just your characters, but I mean, just your business model. Like always, stepping it up. You know what I mean? Like we were talking about customer service. If your customer service is on point, right? And that's a new addition to your, to your haunted attraction. Maybe having a new front end staff that is well trained. Your customers will see the difference and they will love it and they'll appreciate it and they'll come back. But,
and another thing with customer service, I'm thinking, is we have to evolve in this industry. Time ticketing is the next big thing. People are tired of going to haunted attractions and waiting in line 3 to 4 hours for a 20-minute show. Not dogging anybody with a 20-minute show at all, because that's what you need sometimes. But I'm tired of waiting 3 to 4 hours in line, and people are tired of shuffling $60, $70 out to skip the line per person. Because that's expensive, especially nowadays. We have to evolve, and that's part of the customer service is develop time ticketing and being fresh and smart. I think if people are talking about plateauing in the industry, it's because you're uncreative. If you keep doing clowns, rednecks, and zombies, you're not creative. I can see that at 16 haunts right now, guarantee you. Start being a little more creative. I know I love to push creativity, and that's what's wrong with the industry. People are talking about plateaus because you're boring. Motherfuckers, start reading some books. The Native American ones are huge. The haunts I did Wendigos. I guarantee I was one of the first few people to do Wendigos. And now they're a big thing. So now I'm sitting here thinking, what's the next thing past the Wendigos? Be creative. I know we talked about it. I know Willie knows what's in my repertoire, what's coming up.
Yes, we talked about it. But I want to say this to the people that are watching too. If you have your questions and you want to ask questions or even make a comment, please do it in our comment section. We'll highlight. We'll talk about it, and we'll keep moving. But going back to the questions about the trade show. So you explained you got a trade show, you got a convention, and then we have an
festival, cons,
all that stuff. Right. So when it particularly is engaging into a trade show, that should be more of an industry trade show. It should be open to the public, no matter what, because of what? What's one of the big factors?
Well, let's look at it. Let's look at the fact that if you go into any other industry, industries that have a trade show is where the people in that industry go to get their magic sauce, their secrets. Okay. So I mean, if let's say that you were in this pool and spa business, right? and you go to your pool and spa trade show, you should be getting education about where your industry is going, in what direction that industry is, how you can better your environment, your store, the way you present things. What is the new hottest thing? So you get education at a trade show about your industry specific. The other thing that you get is, what is the new hot items from your vendors? And now your vendors in that industry, and I'm going to stay with the pool and spa industry because I think you both can visualize what I'm saying here. If something's offered at a trade show, let's say that there's this new spa that transforms into, this amazing swim spa or something, and it's got stereo and all that, right? At your environment, your trade show, you get an opportunity to purchase that and bring it back to your store and give it to your clients. And you have the secret sauce, you have the magic, what's going on, and that can follow suit with your chemicals, that you sell for your pools, that makes your pools clean. Everything about your trade show should be to better help your environment or your store. Right. Now let's turn that into the haunt industry. If we have a trade show and we have the secret sauce, we have the vendors bringing out the coolest new products, and we have, my dog's going crazy. He thinks someone's here for him or something. We have all the education, and we have everything that makes a good trade show. Right. But if we open it to the public, who's really getting the secret sauce? Now, in my opinion, and I'm going to give it to you in different views, if you're a haunt owner, you don't want the public going in there and YouTubing everything that you can buy to put into your attraction. Because what ends up happening is they walk through your haunt and they go, "Oh, I saw that on YouTube. Oh yeah, I saw that. It was at Trans World. Yeah, here let me show you a video of it." And here's the problem with all that. I just spent $20,000 to buy this cool thing because I wanted you to think the haunt had the coolest, newest shit out there. And now everyone's going, "Oh yeah, I saw that on YouTube 6 months ago." All right. That is just one small piece of this. And we had 550 people on that poll on Hunter's News. 550 people voted, right? I don't just look at the numbers. I looked at the comments. I even investigated who voted, which way they voted, and I put them into categories. It's because I'm an analytical SOB, right? So I want to know what's behind the numbers. And I tell you what, more and more of the haunts that voted for it to be an industry-only show. And the reason why is because they don't want the magic released to the public until they release it.
It's so funny. Go ahead, Gerard.
I love the way you put it, the magic, because I know Willie's gonna love us say this, but the pinnacle of doing magic, what we call magic, but it's just show techniques on it, is Disney. Disney does not release what the fuck's going on in the parks. They keep it hidden. That's why they don't have builders or technicians. They have Imagineers. Yeah. So I love that you're sitting there with, and I agree. You literally answered my question. When opening up the trade show to the public, what does it destroy the magic for the guest at a haunted house? That's my question, the way it's written right now. And you literally just out of your own words describe exactly the magic gets ruined when we open the trade shows up to the public, because now the public is in our back screen door.
So let's go back a step real quick. Let's ask ourselves, why is this even a conversation? What happened to make it where trade shows all of a sudden open to the public, let YouTubers in, let the media in? What caused this to even be something that's up for discussion?
Okay.
You know what I mean? I mean, if we look back through history, I love Jared's frozen in time there. What'd you do, freeze him? A screenshot of Jared.
Was he frozen?
Yeah,
it's probably what. Oh, he's gonna pop in. There he is.
There he is. So, Jared, did you hear what I just said?
No, I went on a spew, and
okay.
It felt like
we heard all of it. But what I want to dig into is, why is this even a thing now? I mean, if we go back 10 years ago, straight up, the trade show in the industry was Trans World. I mean, that's where everyone went to get the magic, right?
Right.
Something had to happen in the last 10 years that made it where it was okay for YouTubers to come in there, for the media to come in there. I mean, I remember when we couldn't even take pictures in there.
Mm-hmm.
You remember?
That too.
I mean,
Yes.
we couldn't even take pictures inside that show. Because, and I loved it as an owner, because I tell you what, that meant I was bringing that back, and I was willing to pay anything to make sure that I had the stuff no one else had.
It's so funny because you hit two nails on the head here when you talked about social media. Social media changed a lot of what we do now. You know, when Facebook was strong, now we could post pictures, we could share it. Now sharing make us trend and buzz. We have opened our, going back to the question that you mentioned. We open up our trade shows to let media people in. The same media people that are there on the trade show floors filming our secret are at our haunts to haunt reviews. And I think I went to the trade show one year and I saw that. I was like, there's Carpetbagger, there's all these influencers that will come to our shows, film it, and then tell their followers to go to buy a ticket. And now they're showing the trade show secrets.
Well, one more thing about that. Mm-hmm. So I told you that most of the votes that went towards the fact of keeping it industry only for a trade show were haunt owners, right?
Right.
The vendors that voted the opposite way, that voted open to the public, I mean, typically the reason why is because they want to make more sales. All right.
Right.
But I want to put in a negative part of all this that's happening, and I don't think a lot of the vendors are realizing it. If you open it to the general public and you have YouTubers, you have people videotaping and all this, you also open it to people who aren't even coming to the show, who are watching these videos and who are copying these products. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you have all these people who are basically making your product, and it can go all the way to companies in China that are making products and sending them over here that are duplicates. And or you have people on social media who aren't even making your product and are pretending that they have your product for sale by using pictures.
Yes.
They're using pictures.
I mean, Etsy's a thing now. People make bullshit items on Etsy and sell them. And not to talk shit about nobody, but come on, guys. If your stuff's out there in the open and somebody wants a disgusting pizza, we know how to make it. It's a cardboard cutout, styrofoam, painted, and throw some fingers and stuff on.
You saw that because you saw that Fear Expo. What are you talking about? The centerpiece. Let me just say this, Doug. Let me just say this. When I going back to the story of having it open and seeing the influencers filming the trade show floor, I went right back to the time where I was scared of a haunted house to now I'm over a haunted house and now I'm producing haunted houses. I'm numb to the scares, right? I know the magic sauce. I know I taste the magic sauce. It doesn't affect me when I was ignorant to it. You know, when I was ignorant to it, it affected me hugely. I believed in the narrative, right? So if we keep putting out more and more of our secret sauce, do you think our market or some of our followers will get numb to our tricks, get numb to the attractions, and then they'll either want more, like touch haunts, extreme haunts, or they're not going to go at all? What are your thoughts on that?
I hate to say it, but it's already happening. It's already happening. And what we talked about just a few minutes ago, I'm going to really throw something out here. It is not beneficial to anyone to open it to the general public, except for the person running the show. They're the only ones who are making more money because of it.
Right.
All right.
I hear that.
It's just not. I mean, because it's hurting the industry. Yes, and there was someone who wrote a comment that says, "Well, I went to a show when I was just a patron, and then I went there and I got into the haunt industry." Beautiful, we love it. All right, but you need to go through the correct channels. You need to be invited by a vendor. You need to be invited by a haunt owner. Maybe you should act somewhere first. Because when I say that it's close to the public, I mean, it's still open to home hunters. If you show you're a home hunter, hell yeah, come in. If you show that you're an actor at a show, hell yeah, come in. Makeup artist, there's plenty of ways to be in the industry. But if you're coming to the show, there are some people who literally are enthusiasts, and that's great. But I don't think that's a trade show. I think enthusiasts are more for the cons and more for the festivals and stuff like that. I think a trade show should be for the industry.
So we kind of mixed it up. Go ahead.
And I want to add another dot. You said that one guy came into a trade show and he got in a Honda. Congratulations. I'm glad you, Jeremiah, got into the haunt trade show industry. But as all of us know who's sitting in this group call now right now, the haunt industry is expensive. Not everybody off that fucking Bobby Joe is going to come off the street and come buy a haunt or build a haunt, because we all know what it costs. It takes a real investment. Thank God this investment guy came in and dropped down $250,000 to build a haunt, because we know what it costs. You know, thank God. Now, if you're a home haunter, hell yeah, come through and stuff. I agree. But fuck, you know, this needs to be closed off, in my opinion. I'm just going to say it straight. I haven't said it yet. It needs to be closed off.
And to piggyback off of that, you know, I have, you know, I'm in the film industry. The film industry, they had their trade show this weekend, and you have to be vetted.
Yeah.
Vetted. You're not going in because you're invited. No. You gotta listen. Blum got me in. Blum House got me in, and so that's how I got in. And some of these other producers. So, and I had to work it. I had to put in the work. If you're gonna be in a haunted trade show, you gotta do something. Put some makeup on somebody. Make, you know, sew a costume. Be in that environment and learn that environment, because the model is different. You know what I mean? It's completely different, and you gotta know what you're getting into and getting involved with. So I want to talk about another thing that may be a pitfall into the industry. So we have these classes, and we have teachers that would teach trade secrets to industry personnels. Let's say costume, but let's say they gave way too much to that one person, and then they lost their value. How can they sell? How can they continue that product? Can they, or is it a wrap?
Well, I think it depends on what the product is. So let me give you an example of one way where I think it's perfectly fine. You guys know Stuart Smith, right?
Yes.
He's considered like the GOAT of 3D. You know, I mean, he's the one who really brought it to the industry. If you talk to any of the artists, they all know, you know, Stuart Smith.
Yeah.
Stuart Smith will literally videotape himself doing his jobs. He does it all the time. He will teach a class and he will teach you everything you want to know about 3D. And the reason why Stuart Smith can do that is because no one is going to come behind him and do exactly what Stuart Smith does. It's just, you can't do Stuart Smith. You can do you, which is different than Stuart Smith. And you can use the information he gives you to make your stuff look pretty cool, but you're never going to be Stuart Smith. So a guy like that, he can teach classes all day long, give away trade secrets, whatever he wants, because no one's ever going to be Stuart Smith, right? He's actually helping the industry. Right. Now, on the flip side of that, let's say that we have someone like Kevin Gorgalore, all right? If Kevin held a class to teach you how to make puppets, right, and gives you the trade secrets on how he does everything about his puppets, I mean, do you think people could do and make the puppets?
I actually know a few people that did.
But you see what I'm saying? If you gave away that trade secret, that's like giving away the recipe for KFC. All right, you know, I mean, people are going to be making chicken at their own house.
That's right.
So, and you know, so I want to piggyback off the thing you said. People giving away trade secrets and stuff. But here's something you got to think about. I recently got to experience it as being a newer haunt owner. Your computer has to kind of almost be built around being a haunt owner, being in the industry, looking up stuff a little deep. My laptop is a little broken into it, just being in it for 13 years, but differently as a haunt owner. If you want to go search out for haunt stuff, you can't just type in haunt equipment for sale. You might get a couple of the bigger websites like Fright Props and stuff, but to get like to the nitty gritty, the high tech stuff like Night Scream Studios, Gorgalore, you got to know the names and type them in there to find them. You could probably find it by, maybe I'm just untech savvy, but that stuff's almost a little hidden on the internet. Like you can find it. It's not like hidden, but unless your laptop is, unless you in the industry, you won't typically find it unless you type their name in. And it's kind of like it's hidden a little bit from the public. The public doesn't need to see you're going with the Night Scream Studios. I believe it's the right company, and buying that big 20-foot tall, 20-foot long dragon animatronic that goes out and breathes that fog at people. Because nobody in the public is going to buy it except for like 2 or 3 dozen individuals in the industry. Because nobody's going to spend a used Toyota Corolla on a dragon to hang over their fireplace. I mean, I would, but
listen,
you know,
Gerard,
I mean,
we had Zagoni Mask on here on the show, and they said, listen, we don't do a lot of the trade shows. We have a distribution team that did a lot of the sales so that we could be in the back, so that we could profit share. This is all old. This process been in the works of sales. Our vendors should be at our trade shows selling to our buyers. And what do we see nowadays, Doug? We see our vendors selling to more of.
But wait, hold on. Let's hold on to that for a second, because I'm on both sides of the code. Now I'm going to put my vendor hat on. All right. Okay. So as a vendor, I will bring the coolest stuff that I have to my industry trade show. That's where I'm going to introduce.
There you go.
All of my magic, right?
Right.
But I'm going to go to fan whatever it's called,
or Comic-Con, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you got Fan Fest, you got MegaCon, you got Frightmares, you got Days of the Dead.
Right.
I'll go to those shows and I will bring cash and carry and knickknacks and, backpacks, whatever, that's fine. Same thing with a lot of the smaller conventions, like Midwest. That's a great cash and carry for actors and stuff like that. So, I mean, and we have some great conventions in our industry. You got Midwest, you got HauntCon, you got East Coast that's coming up and starting pretty soon. You got Texas Honors. Those guys are conventions. Bring that cash and carry, sell out your booth, But when it comes to having the magic, that's the big stuff, when you want to sell it to haunt owners and stuff like that, typically that's involved in a trade show. Now, Transworld is the trade show of the industry right now. They are starting to merge a little more into an entertainment. I heard you say that in a couple of shows ago.
Yeah.
You had Alan Hops on there and he said, pretty much they are turning into an entertainment show versus a horror show.
Yep.
And I see that. And I understand, when you're looking at IAPA, I mean, IAPA needs some competition. If Transworld's going that way, bless them. I hope they kick ass in that industry. We're going to stay at Fear Expo. We're going to stay dedicated to the haunt industry. I'm going to gear everything towards a VIP experience for the vendors and the haunt owners. And so that way, if you want to bring those great products for haunts to buy, you have a safe place to do it. And that's what our gear is going to be. So as a vendor hat, I'll go to some of those other shows, but it's going to be more cash and carry type stuff.
Right.
Where if you want to take orders and you want to sell the big stuff, I'm going to bring it to the big shows.
Right. And so I want to say this. You are so right about that, because I watched Dark Creations Effects. They were at the Texas horror
Frightmare.
Excuse me.
Yep.
And he had I seen his booth before at Transworld, but he had a different booth, and that one was more for props and little cash and carry, like you mentioned. And he's like, hey, I'm giving away inventory. This inventory matches my audience, matches the fans. They don't need to know. They don't need to have a $2,000 costume. They need to have this mallet here or this, prop here. And that was really cool to see that and to see the difference between there. One other question I want to talk, because I know you got to go, but another pitfall that we talk about is you kind of mentioned it. You said, hey, you have these vendors creating something, and then I think at one point in time they would regurgitate the same thing, like the clown horns. I know one person that created a horn, and he does not exist anymore. His business doesn't exist anymore. And someone shared it on Facebook recently. But how many companies came out with clown horns? It was like I felt like there was no protection for the vendors at that time.
So
People,
there was
you gotta.
another company besides that did something similar. Think back 4 years ago. You're
Okay.
walking into Transworld. That was
Mhm.
about 4 years ago. And right to the left was this cool, the word's escaping me, but you know the stuff you put underneath your deck. What is that? Lattice.
Okay.
They,
Oh,
they made a hole in it and they did it with
yes.
latex and they were
Yes.
popping out through the, yeah.
It
Do
was
you know
Yeah,
how
yeah,
many
yeah, yeah.
do you know how many haunts had that in their haunt the next year? I
Yep.
mean, almost everywhere.
I,
Guess how many bought it from that company?
How many?
Almost
12.
none.
No,
Almost
I
none.
love that I love that you
Oh
said
my
that
God.
because I can remember the first year. That was my first year trans world. Let's just show how young I am in this industry. The first year trans, and that's calling you old, but years. But the first, but the first year trans world, we're going there, and I'm in a meeting, and we're talking down with the haunt I'm with, and we're like, you see that lattice thing where they built out of stretchy? We can build it because they want X amount of dollars off it. Now, how can we build it? And we're at a group table. We're at the cafeteria area at Transworld, and we're discussing how to build it. So I agree 100% there. Now, one thing I want to say with that, Willie's comment, you with the horn, guys, we got to be smart about this. We're all smart business owners in this industry. If you develop a product that's unique, let's say I'm going to use the horns as an example. Go get a patent. Get a patent from the U.S. government. Go get the motherfucking patent done, and don't patent it as a horn. Make sure to patent it the way you build it. A horn built off of a drill. If you patent off of that instead the idea of just, oh, I'm patenting a horn. No, because somebody's going to be, okay, well, I have a horn that's also built off a drill, but it's a little different. Or it's like you screw this hole here. Now it's a horn, but it's not a horn. No, patent off a horn built off of a drill. Then you're successful. Make sure to patent your stuff smart, and then you can do copyright strikes.
I agree with you with the patent. I agree with you with that. I mean, some things it might be a little hard to patent, but here's another step. Here's another step. Don't price yourself out of being copied. So if you're going to make the lattice hole, let's say, and you want to sell it for $1,600, and it costed you, $40 for the lattice and another $10 for the latex, you're going to have a little trouble. Same thing with the drill. All right. Don't price yourself out of being copied. So in other words, here's one thing that could be copied in this industry so easy is the LED lights. Yeah. I mean, there is nothing. So you can go on Amazon, you can buy everything you want to make those, right? But no one copies them, all right? There's a couple of companies that everyone buys them from. There's just no reason to copy them. The reason why is because they're smart enough to go and buy bulk quantities, right? So if you want to sell the drill with the horns, don't buy onesie twosies and double, triple the price. Buy a freaking a whole shitload of them, get them at a price that no one can copy. That way, when putting them together and you sell them, it actually is cheaper than they can make them themselves. Then guess what? You're going to sell them.
Are you guys listening? That is a huge tip. That's like business, like 102. You know what I mean? And really, I felt like, you had an industry. We had an association, but we really didn't have standards or a process for these haunt businesses and these haunt vendors to go through to have support. Do you think Fear Expo will have something for vendors, or maybe like a class? Or
we have to, bro. Well, we're going to come out and I know the industry. I mean, I'm trying not to give away all of our secret sauce, but there's so much that needs to be done. Do you know what degree you have to be a haunt owner? What the college course is you got to take?
There is none.
There isn't? Are you kidding me? You don't need a college. Wow.
Okay, well, listen. I mean, it's good. Listen, if you're going to own any business, it's good for you to go and get a business degree.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, this industry, there is so many opportunities where the people don't have to go to college. You can be a vendor, you can create. But the thing about it, just because you own a haunted attraction or you're a vendor for a haunted attraction doesn't mean you need to stop learning. Right. And the problem is there is no good classes for vendors and haunt owners to improve themselves. There is classes to teach them how to do stuff the easy way. All right. So we need to switch that. And that's where a lot of our focus at Fair Expo is going to be is improving the industry by making all of us better.
Wow.
You,
Well
I
said.
love talking to Doug. You not only are you haunt smart, but you're business smart. I love not because we've had a couple conversations off the show as well. We ain't gonna lie about it. I love talking to you about this stuff. So I love this. So I gotta ask you this. Will Fear Expo have the public involved in the show any time going in the future?
So this year, or the last year, 2023 Fair Expo, we decided that it was smart to try it out, to open it to the public on Sunday for a few hours.
Okay.
And it wasn't about us. We did it really affordable for the public to come in and to kind of go after some of that cash and carry. And then because we can't make a good decision without good information, we got to have data. So we took that information from opening it, and we have decided that that does not make sense for a trade show to allow the general public to come in. So starting now, moving forward, we are hardening Fear Expo to be a true haunt industry trade show, which means we're not going to be opening to the general public. Now, I want to state something because a lot of people misunderstand that. Opening to the general public is different than opening to haunt industry public. So in other words, if you are somehow involved in the haunt industry, it means you work at a haunted attraction. Your family, can bring you in as part of that group or whatever, or you're a vendor for the haunted attraction, you teach at haunted attractions, or you're a home haunter. Guess what? You're part of the haunt industry.
You're in the industry. We recognize you. We recognize you. Yes.
We are just saying that Joe Bob, who has this cool little social media channel, that YouTuber, and he's got 4 million followers and wants to come in and do a story about our trade show, most likely we're not going to let that guy in there because he is not part of our industry. This is time to bring it back to where Fear Expo is about the VIPs in our industry, the haunt owners, the haunt vendors, and let's start bringing back some of that magic, and let's make our haunts amazing.
Okay. I'm
so
glad.
are you?
Go ahead.
I keep jumping on you, Top Will.
It's
I
fine.
hate to do
Go
it.
ahead.
So
No.
are you saying basically that what years is 2024 is the next Fear Expo? 2024, the next Fear Expo is 100% all trade show. So if you're a vendor, bring your stuff you've been trying to keep under wraps, the new hidden things, the ways the floors are going to shake, something that's going to surprise an audience. Bring it to Fear Expo, and nobody's going to see it. And are you going to stop people from filming certain things? Like if a vendor comes by, hey, I want to bring this, but I don't want it in the public. Are you going to kind of keep people from taking pictures?
Yeah, well, so we even did it this year. So this year you had to get a media pass, but here's the catch. You had to be part of the industry to even get that media pass. And next year we're going to go a step further. We're going to actually put someone in charge of that. We're going to make sure that they're credentialed. All videos have to be approved before release. And it's not because we give a shit. I'm sorry. It's not because sometimes I get a little passionate about this.
No. Say fuck, say shit. This is passionate. Well, this is 18 plus if you want to watch it. If you're sensitive, well, guess what? Watch what your kids will watch on the internet. We ain't your parents.
Right,
it is not because we care whether someone is videotaping, whether we have 20 people on our show floor or we have 200. Because I'm going to take 20 buyers that are going to spend thousands of dollars over 200 people who are walking around saying, oh, that mask is cool. All right. Our forward thinking for our industry and everything we're going to do for our trade show is about bringing buyers to the show and helping the vendors sell stuff to haunt owners. And so when we do stuff about our video, when we do stuff about the trade show that's going to limit outside the exposure, it's to help our vendors and help our haunt owners have that magic again, that secret sauce. We're going to help them. We're going to help them hide the KFC menu or secret recipe a little bit longer.
And it's so funny because even Coke, excuse me, the Coca-Cola recipe is in the vault. You know what I mean? Like no one gets to see that information because it's a trade show secret. So I mean, it's a company secret. I want to say.
Right.
We talked when Alan House was on the show. We talked, and this would be my last question. We talked about some problems that Trans World has shifted just to adapt to the change or the upcoming changes. But I don't think some of the things, the pitfalls or the problems had an answer to it. One of the problems was that creativity is being stifled and everyone's just regurgitating things. They're just, copying each other, right? How will Fear Expo harness creativity for the industry?
So that is the perfect question. Because you cannot have a haunt industry show unless you are making sure that everyone that comes there is dedicated towards the growth of the show. And that means you cannot leave out all of our artists, all of our creative people. You have to come up with something that's designed for them. And that is something we're looking at. That is something every year we're going to get better and better and better at things that matter to the people in our industry. Yeah, we're going to have the nighttime shows and stuff like that. But you know how we had VIP Friday last year?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to blend in. That's going to blend into Saturday. I'm going to have VIP Friday, and we're going to have stuff happening in Saturday.
That is news, guys. We got 2 exclusive on the show. I'm so excited for that. But listen, like the VIP journey or agenda for Fear Expo was so smart and it was so needed because it kind of tracked them in their lane. And it kind of was like, you're on this pathway to success. And what are some of the things that you're going to be doing for this year that you're going to be bringing? You said it's going to be in Saturdays, but what are some of the things you're going to bring?
Well, so here's the thing. We're still doing our VIP Friday.
Okay.
But we're taking the things out of it that didn't make as much sense, and we're tweaking the things to make it better. So our Friday is still dedicated to our VIPs. And we have classes for everyone else, don't get me wrong. But our VIPs are going to be able to wine and dine. We're going to take care of you all day. You're going to have your special show floor access. Actually, we're extending that to 4 hours now instead of last year we only did 3. We are doing our dinners. We're having plated dinners. One of the things was we ran out of food because we had people who just kept going back.
Go ahead and pick that up. Yeah, I mean, look, your hospitality is great. You give your right nut and your left leg to people in need, and it's so cool. But
not the left nut.
But people took advantage of that situation big time, and we ran out of food.
But part of that was because we did not have the process in place. We were trying something new. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you, here's another exclusive. You look at Fear Expo 3 years from now, and I actually had a vendor who came up to me and said this to me, and it's the mission statement for Fear Expo now. 3 years from now, we will be the VIP show in the industry. And we had a vendor who came up to us and said, people will be fighting over getting booth space. People will be paying the VIP ticket because they know when they leave our show, they are going to leave with something that they can take back and bring that magic to their haunt. Vendors are going to invite their buyers there because that is a place that they're going to feel like they're getting appreciated. So that is where we're going. So just hold on and try and keep up.
Yeah. So, go ahead, Gerard.
How are you going to increase the value of a VIP ticket? Let's just be honest. Let's talk business-wise. Are you going to increase the classes? Are you going to invite some higher quality classes? Is that the plans?
So there's a lot of different ways to look at value. All right. I mean, if you take all the food that we give our VIPs, let's just look at general cost, $160 in cost in food. Right. So if I gave you $160 worth of food for $80, the value is already there. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then if I also give you VIP seating for all of the classes, you can go to any one of our classes without paying anything. And let's say you take part in, 20 classes that average cost would have been $20, $50 or whatever, there's more value. Mm-hmm. But then if I give you, there's things that can't be valued. Let's say that I give you the opportunity to be on the show floor without anyone except for buyers on there, and you get to have that networking time. Or I create opportunities for you to meet people that are going to change your life and change your business and grow it in the way you want to. If we can create that, then what is the value of a VIP ticket?
I love that, because you got to think about it. Everybody's haunt's unique. everybody in, because it's all 50 states wide, there's haunt. So somebody in Florida goes to, I'm making up names and stuff, Scandinavian's scary mask. Hey, listen, man, I love these latex masks over here by CFX, but I'm not calling nobody out real quick. But
no.
But man, we have such high humidity. Our actors are sweaty and it's getting loose on their face. Not saying that's a problem, or nothing, but it's getting loose on their face. What can your mask do different? And you actually get the time to sit there and talk to people. I love that that's there. So you can see breaking down the schedule, because nobody knows their mask better or whatever prop it is than the individual who's making it. Like, yeah, man, I wore it in this type of environment, because we're all unique. Everybody's unique. I love that. That's beautiful to hear.
You know, one thing too, Jared, is
Gerard,
sorry. Let's say that you're a haunt owner and you legitimately come to the show because you want to make your show better, and you're going in there to look at, you know, getting education, you're looking at buying the things that you need. Do you really want to stand in line behind 30 or 40 people in there who are just saying, oh, that mask is pretty? No, you want an opportunity to go in there, grab what you want, tell them what you need, make your orders, and then you want to kick back in your hotel and talk with your staff and your crew and just have time away from, you know, your mini vacation.
Yeah,
that is what Fear Expo is going to be. It's going to be catered towards the VIPs.
Will you bring back the bar and have it open all days the floor are open?
Alcoholics.
Bruto Rust has already volunteered to be the sponsor for the bar. The bar is going to be.
Dude, you just dropped so you're dropping some major nuggets, man. Your expo is going to be good this year.
Bruto Rust is going to build a bar out of their booth. The bar is
cool.
going to be there. We've already got some sponsors that are talking about drinks. The bar will be open when the show floor is open. So yes, you're going to have a bar on the show floor.
Brutal Rust, I can't wait to see you. We were next door neighbors when I had a booth there last year. We were best friends. Just remember me. So when I come by and how you doing, you know, let's just have a good time. Let's drink, let's do haunt, let's talk, and let's make some money. Okay? I can't wait for that.
For other people who don't drink, right next door, you got VFX, who's going to have the non-alcoholic drinks over there. So they're building something in their booth to be able to have your water, your pop, and all that kind of stuff. So
I like that.
We got two areas right next to each other, and then there's the makeup stage there too. That's right across the hall from both of them. So
okay, so I'm just going to write it down before we let you go. So we're going to create creativity, and this will be more creation and programming, and we're going to and incubators to create, right? Because like when I deal with creators and different, you know, aspects of building a project together, because I feel like I could be the best collaborators at times. I make it a safe place. I say, hey, safe place. This is a safe place for everybody. There's no bad or good idea, but every good idea wins. So if it doesn't win, we're gonna sit it down. But it's okay that you gave an okay idea. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know. So to make it safe for the creators, so that they can create, it will be cool. A cool incubator. Not giving away too much of the trade secrets in your seminars. Vendors, you know, keep some value to yourself. Is what I heard from what you mentioned there. Also, we talked about regurgitating. Maybe have some protection, maybe have some classes and whatnot. I think that's in the Fear Expo forecast. But looking at the haunt forecast, Doug, where do you see us if we continue with the changes, being change agents, and you continue to inspire others to be a change agent in our industry? Where do you see our haunt industry going?
So I'm going to talk to you from a haunt that does. I'm going to start at a higher tier haunt. Okay, we're talking the $1 million haunts, the haunts that do $1 million plus. Okay, let's start there first. I know that's not the largest group, but that's going to be the group that's going to lead the changes, and then everything else is going to happen behind them. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa!
All right. So
classification.
Your $1 million haunts are going to be bringing in project mapping inside the haunts. They're going to be bringing AI inside their haunts. We're creating, just to give you an idea as how we're a change group, we're creating an entire attraction that's basically it's going to be like an Alice in Wonderland, but it's going to have AI in it. It's going to have project mapping. We're going to use a lot of that digital type components and digital scares. And I'm seeing more and more of the haunts that had the money going in that route. Now, for a while now, we've all been using TV screens. I mean, everyone's got TVs in their haunts now, you know, but that next level is going to be now project or projection mapping. And you watch AI and projection mapping is going to start out probably within the next 5 years. It'll be in a large part of most haunts inside, not outside, inside.
Well, and it's so funny. I'm glad that you say that, because that was a huge deal in the entertainment and immersive events spectrum. You know, they're kind of above us in a way, because I think our industry could be a little bit slow at times, but they accepted that technology in their field, and you see it at big theme parks. You see it at big projects that they're doing, even like the museum, where they are plastering these projections and art on the wall, and they're changing them and doing some really cool things with it. You're seeing that happen in that spectrum, and it's working. And I think if you have more of those elements, we allow more expansion in our field. We allow more jobs in our field, right? We allow more vendors in our field for bringing that in. Right?
I think it's smart for the trade shows, which right now the two trade shows are obviously Transworld and Fear Expo. Mm-hmm. I think for both of us trade shows, not only should we have a dark zone, we should have an AI zone. And we should start introducing it. It is malpractice on us as trade show owners if we're not introducing some of this new technology to our haunts. And so I'm going to reach out, and that's something that we're actively working on. And I'm sure the other show will be doing that as well, to get, you know, immersive project mapping and AI, you know, because it's got to be in the shows if we're going to expect our haunts to go that route. Otherwise, we're all going to fall behind.
Right. And we don't want to fall behind, because if you survive, we survive. So we all matter. So I want to say thank you so much for Doug. That's his time right there.
Wait a minute.
What?
I had a closing question for Doug.
Go ahead.
This is my closing question. Doug, I love having you on. Not only are you a smart haunt, you can speak smart upon haunt and business at the same time. And I love that the same type of speech can go bounce back and forth. But here's the honest question. This is going to dive deep. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I'm going to put you on the spot. You ready for this question?
I'm always ready.
Who's your favorite Yep That's Scary host? All right.
No, you did not. No, you did not. And don't even answer it.
No.
Contemplate right now. Okay? So I'm going to do this.
Wait, can I be politically correct?
No. Fuck the book.
Don't go there.
Do it. You know you love me.
No, listen. So this is your turn. You get the floor. You get to tell us all what's happening. You can regurgitate all that you just said again. But this is guest final thoughts.
Wow. I get the spotlight and everything, huh? So, final thoughts. I think that over the next few years, the haunt industry is going to start to grow. I think that if we start working together, we're going to have an amazing industry, and it's going to keep growing and growing. We just got to be better at what we do. We got to be better at making sure our haunts, our actors, and everyone are trained to grow, and our vendors just keep coming up with the amazing stuff you guys are coming up with. This industry is nothing without our vendors. And I'm excited about all these podcasts. I mean, I'm telling you, there are so many great podcasts. Yep, That's Scary is probably my favorite one. But you know, let's just keep working together in the haunt industry, and let's keep growing.
Well said. Thank you so much, Doug, for being on the show. We really do appreciate you for all your insight of the business, haunt business, vendor business, and trade show business. We really do appreciate those thoughts, because we want our industry to keep growing, and we got to be change agents for it. It starts with us. So thank you so much. Doug, you have a haunt coming out. Go see Doug's haunt in Michigan. What, West Michigan? I have a haunt. The Haunt at thehaunt.com or thehaunt-.com.
Yep.
And then you got HauntCon coming up in February of 2024.
Yes.
So we're excited for that show too. So, all right. Well, thank you so much.
Where's the HauntCon located at?
I'm sorry, it's Orlando.
Orlando, Florida. And Jared, to answer your question, who's got a new mic and who doesn't?
Oh!
Listen, I had a rough week, and I still put a smile on my face and get all my work done. Okay. So, well,
we're just kidding. We all love Willie.
We appreciate
You heard
it.
it now. The best host of Yep That's Scary.
Whatever. Now I'm going to kick him off the show. But we love you, Doug, here at Yep That's
See you
Scary.
guys later.
And thank you
Take
so much
care.
for being a good patron of our industry and just holding that standard, holding that banner. We appreciate that. We need it.
Let's keep growing. Let's keep
All right.
this industry growing.
Take care. Enjoy your day.
All right. See.
Okay, so that was amazing.
You heard it here first. Yep, that is scary. The best host on the market is Gerard. If you need any more, if you're a hot single hot woman who's got that little clown fever, you know how to hit me up, hit my DMs up as well.
I'm not even going to listen to you. I'm not even going to listen to you. You know what?
I'm not a fan of clowns and haunted houses, but I do like them. You know, the little skimpy outfits in the bed. But well, how has your day been going?
I'm not talking to you anymore. You look. I had a crazy morning. The storm came and knocked our show out. I had to rebuild the stuff, and it's drama everywhere. And I'm just take it one step at a time. And you're gonna ask Doug that question. I'm feeling kind of salty right now. But I am the better host.
You know, I love you, Willie.
I do everything. No, I'm gonna start. I'm looking.
Now, if we're gonna be on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we got 20 minutes left?
No, we're gonna do ticket or skip it.
We're gonna be honest. This show would not. Yeah, this show won't fly without you, because God forbid I can't do technology. We know that. Let's just be honest.
Listen. Y'all can give me crap all you want. You know I'm the best host. I'm the best one. I'm the funniest one. I'm the one that does everything. I'm the one that pays.
No. You're the best host. I want to say I want to say you're the funniest. Okay, let's just be honest.
No, some of your jokes don't land, man. You talk about chickens and backwoods and goats. It just doesn't land for me. But let's do your segment. Do your thing. I'm just gonna hit play.
All right, it's time for
Take it or skip it, stream it or miss it.
and anything else to stream it or miss it, or ticket or skip it. At the moment, my doc is loading up with my script for the film, so I'm going to go jump back in StreamYard and see what I have loaded up. Great. All right, just to be honest, my doc is crashing, so I'm just going to do this off the rip. Brooklyn 45 is a time period piece that's going to take place back in the early 1940s. It's going to take some early time members to sit there and deal with a seance back in the 1940s. And to tell you the truth, I'm with the motherfucker who pulls a pistol on a demon or ghost. Because either you motherfucker are playing with me, or I'm about to shoot a demon or ghost. Let's take a look at Brooklyn 45. All right. Take a look.
God damn, it's good to see you guys.
DeFranco, get your ass out here.
Major? Major.
You're all here tonight. That's very special. It's been 6 weeks since Susie checked out.
Sweetheart, we all miss Susie.
Then please, will you humor me? With a seance, the spirits speak directly through us. If there are any spirits here, make yourselves known.
What the hell is that?
Don't you dare get up.
What?
We have to end the seance before we break the circle.
Look!
Spirits, force your way into our world with all your might. Come in. I broke the circle. That means the door isn't closed yet.
To hell with you then.
No.
You're not gonna drag us into the dark with you.
This madness is over. This war is over.
Says who?
Wow. That was unique.
And I love how everybody's being patient with us. As you can see, we are upgrading. First off, Brooklyn 45 is out now on Shudder. Secondly, I think Willie's been hanging out a little bit too much with me because, you know, he is a bit of a redneck coming out. You know, he's been skinning cows to get a T-shirt like that.
Oh, I know. I think Willie skinned a cow. What is this? What is this? Pick on Willie Day today? What is
Look
this
at your
man?
shirt, man. It's your shirt. Look at it. It's black and white like that.
It has flowers in it. My mama bought it for me. You know, we had a late
No.
start today. I just do something more. Y'all hate
No,
it.
but
I'm gonna
no,
end this
I
show
gotta,
right now.
I gotta admit
End
it.
the show
Though.
right now.
You gotta admit it. Like since you've been hanging out with me a lot more often, you got a little bit of redneck euphemisms in there. Just the other day, just the other day, you agreed to go hunting with me in that dark continent over there we talked about.
Yeah, I know. Yes, because I want to get out. I want to see different things, and I want to
see the world.
I want to shoot something. You know what I mean? But yeah, Brutal Russ. Yes, Patrick Voss. Thanks for tuning in today. Let's go to the next one. Sorry, I'm all over the place.
You want to see it? Is it a ticket or skip it? Stream it or miss it?
I forgot about it. I'm thinking about what's happening for Halloween. This is why I say we need to end the show. Anyway, sorry guys. We have a meeting today, right?
This is a missive for me, just because I don't have time for it. You know, I'm very super busy, and I'm too busy.
It's a missive for me. It's not doing anything for me. But let me just say this: that production is well done. I think all the elements and all the edits that they did for independent film, I think this is an independent film, looked great in my opinion. But no.
From season 2, out now on MGM Plus. You can get it through Amazon for like $1.99. Has become one of my new favorite TV shows out there. From the producers of Lost comes From, and it shows half a dozen plots going on at the same time, yet somehow keeps playing these cards right and making it work, which is difficult for me to do personally because I'm very bad at watching TV shows. Let's take a quick peek at From season 2.
Got some problems.
Oh, shit. How do you think they're gonna react when we tell them they can't leave? Look, I know this sounds crazy, but none of you are safe here.
Whoa, what the hell is she talking about? We are all in this thing together.
There are things around here that walk and talk just like us until they walk up to you and rip your guts out. There is no way out.
Oh, thank God we heard the screaming.
You picked a bad spot.
Stars shining bright above you.
I need to do whatever I can to get these people home.
Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree.
What if all this was designed just to see how we react?
Dream a little dream of me.
What if this ain't real? What if it's all just a dream?
Something happened to me out there. Something I don't understand.
This place, it isn't what you think.
Broken people don't survive here, boy.
Fear is what makes us heroes.
I'm seeing a lot of people pushed to their edge. You ever wonder if maybe that's the point?
But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me.
Crazy. So
Now-
this is my first time seeing the season 2 trailer. Which
Are you on season 2 like I am?
So I finished season 1 recently, and
Mhm.
I'm going to start season 2. So this is going to be a stream it for me, but I was teeter-tottering on this one because the storylines are great. It's just it takes too long telling the story, and I felt like this was it was a format that was done before from the creators of Lost,
Mhm.
and that's when you shared with me that this is from the creators of Lost, and I was like, aha. Because they can lose a viewer, here and there, because of the elongated storytelling. But I'm gonna watch this one. This is a stream it for me because I'm already hooked in. I'm already finished season 1, so why not check out season 2?
Now, 2 things I want to
Mhm.
add to this, and maybe
Go ahead.
more than 2. But first off, I'm loving the show. Right,
Mhm.
I'm really loving the show, and it's hard for me to love a TV show, as you know. I've told you this multiple times. My parameters for a good TV show. I've said it on the show. If you don't know what my parameters are, watch the other episodes. You know how it is. Secondly, this show, season 2 particular, you have to get, because you're established in the show now, right? Season 2 is such a story-driven episode. Up to I think it's episode 7 where it re-picks back up, which is kind of sucky, especially since they do like 10 episodes a season. There's a new episode out today, which as soon as we're done with this, I'm watching it tonight, so I cannot wait to pick back up. But I'm excited for sure. I'm loving it, and I now have a new goal. I've just watching that trailer again for the second time. I now have a new goal, and that is for us. That's scary to have a little thing. Everybody's like, so and so productions, gripping, blah blah blah. I want That's Scary to have something on there for season 3. Hopefully, we need to get on it. We need to jump on it.
In order for that to happen, we have to go to the screenings. We have to work the press junkies. Like we're junkets. We gotta do things that we really. This is new for us, right? I mean, we jumped right into podcasts and we bought janky equipment that we got to all replace. So
hey, look, if we shoot for the stars, we land on the moon. All right, now then, that's a stream. You're gonna take a look at it. I wish I asked Doug if he's watching it. All right. Oh no! What is going on with my laptop?
Reunion about to crack. We got the whole crew back.
Really, bitch? A cabin in the woods.
Now let's get it all in perspective for all y'all enjoyment.
You still a slave to the white man?
Y'all gonna start calling my wife the white man, all right?
Newness, here's the anthem. Put your hands up that you shoot with. Count your
What
loot
we
with.
do on Juneteenth.
Oh, hell no.
Where are you going?
Look for the fuse box. What kind of house is this? No, thank you.
The blackening?
Whoa! Jim Crow Monopoly.
Shit probably runs on racism.
Pick a card and save Morgan.
What do you mean, save Morgan?
Refuse to play, and she dies.
I think we have to play the game. In your predicament, the black character is always the first to die. I will spare your lives if you sacrifice the person you deem the blackest.
The blackest?
Nobody should judge anybody in here, bro.
You have 2 minutes to decide.
Shanika, she say nigga the most.
Nigga.
See?
Wait.
Y'all can't pick me. I'm gay.
Oh, Clifton. Yeah.
That can prove I'm not the blackest.
Prove it.
I've never seen Friday. I voted for Trump.
What?
Twice.
Big money, playboy, your time's up.
We need a plan.
Don't say it. Don't you dare.
Don't say this dumb shit.
We have to split up.
Your time has run out. It's time to die.
There's a crazy person out here hunting us. You got Rosa Parks on your shirt, right? Would she be sitting down right now?
I mean, that's exactly what she did.
You could shut up. Made you look. Made you look.
Why black women gotta save everyone all the damn time?
Yo, stop playing.
I got a gun.
That's too DMX. What are you doing?
Another good one. Another good one. So listen, it's playing all the stereotypical. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Gerard. Go ahead.
Oh, real quick, it came out this weekend. The Blackening. It came out right in time for June 16th, and because I didn't get rid of my script, I'm gonna read the clip note of it. I love the fact that the motherfucker went up there shooting the gun. He's like, nope, fixed it. It went. That makes me. I'm a gun nut. Okay, if anybody wants to know, but I love that. That made me laugh. Now continue, please.
It all took the stereotypical faux pas and made fun of it, and I love it. I'm starting to love horror and comedy. We had a ton of horror. Well, I would say several this year. For 2023, and to see this one, this would probably be the last one, not the the last one of the season. But love the cast, love the fact that they're talking about something that typically happened with all the horror movies, and that was the black person was the first to die, and so now it's part of the current the culture of horror, and when we talk about it, and we're just poking fun of it, and it's funny. And I'm gonna see it. This will be a ticket for me. Actually, me, my mom, and my dad. I say, hey, I got a movie for y'all. It's a horror movie, but it's funny. Y'all gonna come with me and see it? And they said, okay. So I think we're gonna go see it after this or after our meeting. What about you, Gerard?
Oh, you're gonna go see it today?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah,
So it's a ticket for you, and it's going to be a ticket for me.
Yeah, I mean, look, they came back from Myrtle Beach from their anniversary, and I was like, look, I want to do something. Let's go. Either we'll go see Boogeyman or the Blackening, and they need to laugh. So we're going to do the Blackening.
So I hate to be this person, but just to be honest, the next movie I go see in theaters has got to be the new Spider-Man movie.
The animation.
Yes, I'm an absolute Marvel fanatic. But here's the thing: I'm not watching any more like of the main Marvel movies and TV shows. It's just too much stuff. But this is so far out that I don't feel like I have to watch all of them. And I love the storyline for Miles Morales. You know, they did it correctly when they created Miles Morales. They let kill the Ultimate Spider-Man off. And that's a comic book nerd thing for me, you know?
Right.
I love that.
I thought they were going to make it live action.
But this is definitely a ticket for me, but it's not the next book.
Right. I don't know why we jumped on that subject because you brought it in. Well, that's our time for today, guys. We are still in the process of fixing our system. So we do apologize for that. But by next Sunday, you should have a tighter show, a better show for you guys, and better quality now that we have new mics sponsored by Fear Expo. We have Shure mics now. So we want to say thank you for joining in. Thank you for viewing our show today. Thank you for tuning in and staying with us. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our social media. And tell someone, tell them, hey, do you like horror? Come on to Yep, That's Scary at 2 p.m. on Sunday. We have more programming coming to you guys for the future. Like we're going to events. We're going to we have haunt news coming in. Well, not haunt news, excuse me, haunt reviews coming in where we get to visit some haunted houses. And then we got some challenges coming. So continue to watch us. We got a good show for you guys coming up. And I'm excited for this. We got some guests. Our guest lineup is is gonna be epic. Okay, so you guys, please come watch us. Continue to support us because I don't want to bring a celebrity on here.
I'm Doug's favorite.
And what? What? Anyways, guys, stay scary.
I'm Doug's favorite.
Oh, that was the wrong clip. See, I keep messing this thing up. I need a production man. They're watching.